Welcome to Friday Beyond Spotlights. My name is Nick Chen, a lawyer and lawmaker. I'm your host for this episode. Our special guest for this episode is the Honorable Mr. Tommy Cheung, GBM, GBS, JP, member of the Executive Council of Hong Kong, the longest-serving Hong Kong Legislative Council member, party leader of the Liberal Party, chairman of the Hong Kong Catering Industry Association, and the honorary life president of the Association of Restaurant Managers. Tommy, welcome to Friday Beyond Spotlights.
Thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. Hong Kong is a place to reach for the stars with almost 100 Michelin stars and over 17,000 restaurants, ranging from local Tai Pai tongs to international fine dining establishments. You can sample some of the best cuisines in the world within just a 10-minute walk. How did Hong Kong become such a food capital in the world, Tommy?
First, I think since '49, a lot of people came to Hong Kong, including my dad. And he used to have excellent food in Guangzhou. So when he came to Hong Kong, after a few years doing other businesses, decided, even not being a chef himself, that he believes, the fact that he knows what's good and what's bad and how to eat. So he started his first restaurant, which is a huge one, 3 stories in Tsim Sha Tsui, that serves, I don't know, maybe 1,500 people. So that was his first venture in the early 60s.
That's huge. That's the biggest restaurant Hong Kong's had for a long time.
Not that. It's only later on when he invested in a restaurant in the Ocean Center called the Ocean Palace. Then was the biggest. It seats over 2,000, actually 2,400 people in one seating. That's when he called me, or actually he did not call me, he came to the US then and said, I need help. So it's either between my older brother and myself. But my older brother said no to him. So I guess I can't refuse my mother lobbying. So it's easy to say no to your dad. It's very hard to say no to your mother.
There is a constant, insatiable appetite for fresh fruits, produce, meat and seafood from pristine waters flowing in on chartered flights. What are the logistics and food science behind food sourcing, keeping food fresh and building reserves?
In the 70s, we have fresh everything from China. In fact, we were still having farms so then where we raise our pigs, our chickens, our ducks, our pigeons. So we have everything fresh. In those days, we could even slaughter our own live chicken in the kitchen. They don't let us do it now. That wasn't so difficult, especially with Cantonese food. We do need everything live and fresh. In the restaurant that I own, when I came back, Ocean Palace, we were the first one to bring in Maine lobster. We flew in Maine lobsters from San Francisco. Direct flight. And they're happy swimming in our tanks.
These days, with global inflation, international conflict, climate change, that must add to the cost of imported goods. What are the challenges and opportunities that you see?
Lots of challenges. Unfortunately, I am a dire pessimist. I don't see opportunities. I think it's a time to lay low, even now. Shenzhen, say for instance,
just north
the same
of the border.
chicken that goes to Shenzhen and come to Hong Kong. That's short distance. You could easily account for 10–20% more of the cost of the chicken because the transportation cost is much higher on this short sector. So that's why you see now the challenge is, no matter how much the government is trying to do it, Hong Kong people have a tendency to go to Shenzhen, to Greater Bay Area, to eat, because everything that we know, they have learned.
There are lots of jobs waiting for people who are willing to enter the business industry.
Yes. In fact, now that's why fortunately, the government is giving us import labor, but we're in the first stages of getting them in. We're also losing import labor where the people can be living in Shenzhen or in Greater Bay and travel to Hong Kong to work, so they don't need to be away from home and can come to Hong Kong to work and then go back home at night. So this is something that we're hoping will bring more quality staff to come to Hong Kong.
Now, to put things in context, how much does it cost to pay a person to clean your dishes?
10, 12 years ago, before we have the minimum wage, a dishwasher in Hong Kong generally gets paid $6,000 or $7,000.
Hong Kong dollars, okay, yeah.
Right now, 13 years later, we're talking about 20,000, 22,000 just for a dishwasher.
Okay.
And in the old days, only Central here in Tsim Sha Tsui, because they don't have public housing estate. So they don't have as many people wanting the dishwasher job. So people have to travel from new territories to come out, so have to pay higher. But even now, no matter where you are, Kowloon City or Wan Chai or Causeway Bay, dishwashers come in that much. And because we have so many tiers, if your lowest denominator dishwasher is 22,000, imagine what you need to pay your chef, and then your senior chef, and then your head chef.
Tommy, you being our food cultural ambassador, can you please share with the international business audience about Hong Kong's role in sharing so many Chinese regional cuisines with our friends from all over the world?
Actually, they can come to Hong Kong, go to any restaurants, no matter what cuisine they are or whatever provinces they do their cuisine. It's good, especially for international people, because basically we fusion it, and if it is too spicy and whatnot, we will do it so it will be acceptable to international travelers and businesses. And we do a good job on it. And we definitely do different things in terms of our presentation, and obviously service. Most of our people will be speaking English. So I think in the international travelers, when they come to Hong Kong, they can go to any restaurant. They don't need to just go to hotels, any restaurant. And I think they will enjoy excellent food at a very decent price.
Hong Kong has some really special, local favorites that have made it into the World UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage list. Have you tried some of them? I know some are really tasty.
It's a long story, but 20-some years ago when I started running for election in the restaurant business, suddenly I find out I got like 2,000 plus cha chan teng.
Wow.
Which I have never frequented at all. It's not my style. One, I don't get up in the morning to go breakfast. And two, I don't used to go to cha chan teng. But then I decided I need to know more of it. And I fell in love with them right away when I tried what I call the coffee tea, the yin and yang.
Yin yang.
They mix coffee and tea. In the old days, they say in the ladies, old stocking, to mix them up.
And why do they do that?
And
smoother, apparently, right?
Can blend in coffee and tea together. They have a special taste for it.
And the tea leaves don't come out.
And the last 20-some years, I've been enjoying my yin and yang, my yin yang in the cha chan teng. Also, I fell in love with bo lo bao, the pineapple bun.
Pineapple bun.
I always say pineapple bun without the pineapple. It's actually not pineapple.
There's no pineapple in it.
No pineapple in it. But when you put thick butter into it and melt it, whoa. 20 years ago, I was being seen by my party colleague, Selina Chow. She went and told the press that I ate six buns in one go. Easy.
Easy. I'd like to introduce you to our young, very talented chef, sous chef here, Arnold. Thank you for coming. You know, Mr. Cheung, of course. Arnold's a sous chef here for 5 years now. You know, maybe tell Mr. Cheung about your favorite dish.
My favorite dish maybe is Wellington beef tenderloin. Yeah.
That's also your favorite.
My favorite dish.
What advice can you give me to start a new restaurant?
One, don't do it now. It's a very difficult situation.
Pick the right time.
And two, 3 letters that you need to remember. OPM.
OPM.
Use other people's money. Don't use your own. When you make a profit, you get dividend. But investment-wise, get some people to put money that believes in you.
Thank you.
Let's put that to use. And did you bring a checkbook today? Terrific. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back to Friday Beyond Spotlights. We have with us today the Honorable Tommy Cheung. Who is Tommy Cheung behind the spotlights? In this show and tell segment, Tommy will show us an item that has a special meaning and significance in shaping him into who he is today. Tommy, could you show us that very special item?
A lot of people probably don't know what this is, but this is our own Chinese calculator.
The abacus.
Abacus. And I bought this in Guangzhou some 30 years ago.
Yeah.
These are all jade stones, but it's workable. This is important because this is our calculator. This is where we calculate our food costs. So when you go to write the menu, our staff, usually the one writing the menu, will figure out what it is that you want, how much it is going to cost us, the owners,
Right.
and then we give him a food cost that he needs to, get a certain percentage. So he uses right away. He is so fast that you won't even know what he's calculating.
Right.
And that's very important because writing a menu and making sure that your chef gives the right amount of volume of food and then with a profit. So this is still used in a lot of restaurants. Back in the old days, 30, 40 years ago, I think, when we came out with the calculators, they have done testing. This is faster than a calculator.
I think one of the important factors of running a successful restaurant is to keep wastage down, both environmentally friendly, to keep your wastage low, but at the same time, don't waste food, right? What is it like in real business?
Now it is to keep the waste down. But in the old days, when I ran a restaurant, you want to give the best to your customer. And like even for vegetables, when we serve a dish of vegetables, we only serve about 20% the best part,
Right.
of the
right.
vegetable. You don't serve your whole veggie,
Yes.
You won't like to eat it. So we need to calculate, how many people we need to serve, how many catties of vegetables that we need to use to give you that, 20%. So this is what we need to do, which is why it is important that we know the food costs right away.
And how does this shape you into who you are today? The abacus.
As an owner, as a manager, food costs and the sale price is very important. If you don't manage that right, you will never be able to run a profitable restaurant.
As an owner, could you defer the counting to someone else? Or?
Of course, but then you need to know the basics. You need to tell them basically what you want for a return. For instance, our dim sum, the percentage on food costs is lower. Obviously, on seafood and meat products, they're all different. So you need to know basically what price you bring them in and what price you have to sell them.
To learn the basics, which was your first job in this business?
Surprisingly, it's question that most people that went to the US to study, like me, McDonald is my first job.
Okay.
And it's easy.
Did you went to McDonald University for that? Did
No,
you
I went to McDonald to work for my first job. They all start you in the kitchen. And then from then on, they move you out to the counter. But I had my first job. And my first paycheck I got from them, I bought my first used car.
Wow.
So it's also, so my first job is basically in a restaurant.
And in the kitchen, what were you cooking?
Yeah, cooking, hamburgers.
Hamburgers.
It's very easy to learn. So the patties are all there,
Always consistent.
very consistent. So they put everybody in the kitchen first.
Tell me, what were you studying in the US at the time?
I just finished my MBA degree, and I was thinking of, in fact, I got enrolled in the law school in LA.
We could be colleagues.
We almost could, but I wasn't thinking of practicing, be a practicing lawyer. In fact, most CEOs in the US then in the 70s either have a law degree or an accountant degree and an MBA degree. And I was thinking, basically, my career path, I was thinking to be a CEO in the US. And I was going to do my accountant degree on my own. I can just take exams. I was very good at maths then. That's basically what I was thinking of doing until I got drafted and came back to Hong Kong.
Your calling. You know, amongst other talents you have, I know you are one of the best-selling author of some, you know, restaurant review guides. Could you share some food for thoughts about the food culture in Hong Kong?
Well, we are very diversified, and we fusion. Even many years ago, in fact, in my father's day, in the Cantonese restaurant, one of his better selling items is a Peking duck.
Oh. So Maine lobster and Peking duck.
And Peking duck. So in fact, that's why you see even Cantonese food, we do a lot of fusion. And so every cuisine, be it Chinese or otherwise, I think if you have pizzas, we have different pizzas in Hong Kong that you'll find in the US or in Italy. I think our pizzas are also very good. So if you go to any restaurant in Hong Kong, you'll be pleasantly surprised that you will all be getting good food, value for money.
Tommy Cheung in the spotlight is always successful entrepreneur, businessman, politician. Has life always been so rosy? Has you had some ups and downs? And if so, how did you overcome them?
I have two careers, restaurateur and politician. Restaurants, you win some, you lose some. You just, that's part of the game, part of the percentages. I have invested in China, I have invested in Thailand. So it comes with the game, basically.
Right.
And politician, when I first ran in '95, I lost. So the whole game of doing politics is that you know you're going to lose, you expect to lose, but the only thing is your voters will see how you behave after you lost your election and see whether you continue working for them. When you do, they reward you the next time. But that's a 4-year wait, so it's a bit difficult. But to answer your question, I win some, I lose some. Hopefully I win more than I lose.
Your newspaper article column is called 我為人人. Why is it called that?
Because actually that's my campaign slogan. A good friend, Wei Ling, he passed away last year. And when we think about a campaign slogan, in fact, he first started as 人人為我，我為人人.
Everybody helps you or you help everybody.
Yes. My son turned it around because when he do the logo, the 人人, you know,
Okay,
on
yeah.
each on it, it's better than the other way around.
Yes.
So that's how it came about.
And you use your Chinese character Yan.
Yes, and my Chinese name Cheung
As in a peace-loving person. Now we come to one of our fun rapid fire segments where we get up close and personal with our guests. Tommy, are you ready? So just say the first thing that comes to your mind. What is your favorite comfort food?
Pineapple bun with butter.
Strangest food you've eaten?
Well, I basically stay away from it. When I see something I don't know, I don't eat it.
What is your biggest guilty pleasure?
My desserts. I can eat a ton of it.
The last thing you search online?
I don't go online to search anything.
Favorite place to travel?
I can't say there is one favorite place. I like to go to different places.
What is your favorite sport?
Has always been badminton.
Favorite place in Hong Kong?
Home.
What is your hidden talent?
None.
What is the one thing that you would like to change about yourself?
I should smile more. I guess people take me as too serious all the time.
Your proudest moment?
Where my son was born.
Nicest thing someone has said to you?
When they encourage me on my work, especially in politics.
What would be the title of your autobiography?
Nobody.
Your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is that I lay in bed for 30 years and not being able to do anything.
What advice would you give your younger self?
I wish I don't waste as much time, because time is something you cannot buy.
What legacy do you wish to leave behind?
Well, I was hoping that that people will see me as hardworking, as doing my best and trying to help my family, my city, Hong Kong, and my country, China.
Can you describe Hong Kong in one word?
Beautiful.
Thank you, Tommy.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us on Friday Beyond Spotlights. We'll see you next time.
可以做，
好似啲雜貨鋪嗰度
唔係佢上面咧就有濕味啊，有嘢，咁佢嗰啲唔雜嘅，但係我預備咧佢要趕走佢哋，要俾一部分我咧去做廚房，同埋要做凍房，因為我啲嘢分分鐘唔可以日日新鮮，因為